You ever get so hyped for an anime sequel that you're literally counting down the days? Trailers look insane, the fandom's losing their minds, and you're thinking, there's no way they can mess this up. Until then, they do. Today, we're diving into those anime continuations that had everything going for them. Massive fan bases, sky-high expectations, and somehow crashed harder than anyone could have imagined. Don't get me wrong, I love these series. That's why it stings even more when the magic just disappears. Whether it's the switch in studios, weird story choices, or animation that looks like it came from another dimension entirely, these sequels left fans more confused than satisfied. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, because we're going through 10 anime that completely missed the mark, from the mildly disappointing to the ones that broke our hearts.
Number 10. One Punch Man Season 2. I felt it, like a slow unraveling. The jokes lost their bite, the fights didn't snap, and scenes that used to land with a hit now floated without weight. A lot of people came away tired instead of thrilled because the show's tight rhythm and sharp timing were traded for something that felt softer and unsure. That matters because when the heartbeat of a story weakens, everything else, characters, jokes, meaning, starts to wobble, and fans stop trusting what comes next. The harm isn't only online complaints, it changes how new viewers judge the whole franchise and gives rival shows an easier moment to shine. I still love parts of it, but I can't pretend the missteps didn't scar its reputation. And that's why the next pick, which split opinions for totally different reasons, landed so hard and sparked long, heated threads.
Number 9. Darker Than Black, Gemini of the Meteor. I went in hoping it would build on what came before, but it drifted instead. The pacing felt uneven, scenes that needed time were skimmed, and the focus shifted onto a newer face, so the old characters lost their weight. Friends who loved the first season stopped talking about this one. It lacked the pull that made the original feel alive. Because the tone and stakes moved without warning, the series' name began to wobble. Newcomers may start here, missing why people were hooked, while longtime fans stopped recommending it. That slow unraveling doesn't erase the whole show, but it cools excitement and makes the franchise feel unsure of itself. I go back for parts I enjoy, but it still scarred the brand. Next up is a follow-up that split the fan base in the opposite direction and set off fierce debates. Number 8. Psycho Pass 2. I waited for this one, and it felt like the careful balance that made the first season special loosened. The rules that gave the world weight suddenly seemed optional. Characters acted in ways that didn't match what came before, and key moments were hurried instead of earned. Folks who loved the original left threads full of hurt and confusion, and people new to the story couldn't tell why anyone cared. That shift does more than start arguments online. It changes how the whole title is seen. Recommendations dry up, the name stops getting shouted about, and future entries start with the credibility deficit. I still find scenes that land, but the run left the franchise with a mark you can't easily erase. It's the kind of misstep that makes viewers cautious about returning, and it sets the stage for the next pick, which swung hard in the opposite direction and split fans just as fiercely. Number 7. Dragon Ball GT. I remember sitting down hopeful, but what arrived felt like a detour wearing the old logo. I'll be blunt. Online voices tore into it for being non-canon, for padding episodes with filler, and for twisting characters into shapes that didn't ring true. People complained the stakes were muddled, power jumps made no sense, and it leaned on toys and merch play instead of real storytelling. That chatter stuck. New viewers started wondering which series mattered, longtime fans stopped recommending GT, and the whole franchise picked up a weird, avoid-at-all-costs reputation in some circles. It didn't erase the classics, but it made conversations about the saga messy and gave critics a louder stage. I go back to parts I like, but the harm is real. Trust was chipped, and people became wary of future editions. Next up is a very different follow-up that split audiences for almost opposite reasons. Number 6. Tokyo Ghoul Route A. I remember finishing the first season and feeling like I'd seen something tightly built and deliberate. The follow-up felt like a sideways shift. It took major plot lines in directions that didn't match the manga, left key motivations unclear, and made characters behave in ways that felt forced. I saw people online say the same, that this felt like a different story wearing the same name, and I can't shake that feeling. The result was chaos for fans. Manga readers felt betrayed, newcomers couldn't find firm ground, and conversations turned from excitement to trying to explain what happened. That mix hurt the show's people's trust and made future projects start on shaky footing. I still find moments I like, but overall, it made the franchise feel fractured. Coming up, number 5 is a show where changing hands behind the scenes created a visible drop in polish.
Number 5, The 7 Deadly Sins: Wrath of the Gods. I still remember how excited everyone was for this season after the crazy build-up from the earlier arcs. But once it dropped, man, it just didn't feel the same. The energy was gone. The fights that were supposed to be intense ended up looking flat, almost like a fan edit instead of a real battle. Characters that once felt larger than life started acting off, and even the emotional scenes didn't hit the way they used to. I remember scrolling through forums and everyone was saying the same thing. How did it fall this far? It's a shame because the story itself had so much potential. It just couldn't shine through the awkward visuals and weird pacing. That season kind of broke the momentum for the whole series. But if we're talking about sudden changes, number 4 might be even more confusing.
Number 4, The Promised Neverland Season 2. I still can't believe how fast this one fell apart. Season 1 had me hooked. That mix of mystery, tension, and clever writing made every episode feel like a puzzle. Then Season 2 came along, and it just skipped everything. Whole story arcs were gone, new characters appeared out of nowhere, and that slow burn dread that made the first season so special completely vanished. I remember people online joking that it felt like someone hit the fast forward button on the story. And honestly, that's exactly how it felt to me too. By the end, I wasn't even sure what I was watching anymore. It didn't just disappoint fans, it erased the depth that made the original so memorable. The trust was gone, and the magic too. But the next one on the list took a different kind of hit, one caused by a studio change that fans still talk about.
Number 3, Berserk 2016. This one honestly hurts to talk about. Berserk is supposed to feel dark, brutal, and heavy, the kind of story that stays with you long after it ends. But when the 2016 version came out, it just didn't feel right. The clunky 3D animation made every fight scene awkward. The movements were stiff, and the sound effects felt like placeholders. I remember sitting there thinking, how did a story this legendary end up looking like this? Online, people weren't even angry. Most were just sad. It's like watching a masterpiece get painted over with a rough sketch. For many fans, that adaptation didn't just miss the point, it buried it. It made new viewers think Berserk was just another messy action show, when in reality, it's one of the greatest dark fantasies ever written. But if Berserk's problem was presentation, the next one's issue ran even deeper: pacing.
Number 2, The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. Man, I remember how much hype there was after that first season. It had this underdog energy, a hero everyone underestimated who clawed his way up. But Season 2, it just didn't carry that same spark. The pacing felt awkward, the new characters didn't really leave an impression, and the story that once felt tense and emotional suddenly felt flat. It's like the show forgot what made it special: the struggle, the grit, the sense of growth. I kept waiting for that big emotional punch, but it never came. A lot of fans online said the same thing. It wasn't terrible, just painfully average. It's definitely one of the anime ever made. And that almost made it worse, because we knew it could have been great. Still, as disappointing as Shield Hero sequel was, there's one comeback that hit fans even harder, a series that went from being unstoppable to completely losing its rhythm. And that's One Punch Man Season 3.
Number 1, One Punch Man Season 3. You know, it's crazy. One Punch Man used to be the gold standard of action anime. That perfect mix of insane fights, sharp humor, and smart commentary on hero culture. But after Season 2's mess, everyone was hoping Season 3 would bring it back to life.
Instead, what we've seen so far feels like déjà vu. Awkward visuals, stiff motion, and that spark of creativity missing again. It's like the show that once made fun of bad animation is now suffering from it. I don't even feel excited watching Saitama punch anymore. And that's wild, because he's Saitama. Fans wanted intensity, passion, the kind of direction that makes your blood rush. But it just feels lifeless. It hurts more because the manga is absolutely peaking right now, and the anime should have been a celebration of that. Instead, it feels like a shadow of what it used to be. And honestly, that's the saddest part about disappointing sequels. They don't just ruin a season, they rewrite how we remember the whole series. But hey, maybe that's also what makes these moments worth talking about. Because when we care this much, it means the story once meant something to us. And that's the real punchline.
And that wraps up our list of the most disappointing anime sequels and continuations. You know, it's kind of wild. We wait years for some of these shows, holding on to the hype, the nostalgia, the memories of what made us fall in love with them in the first place, only to end up wondering what went wrong. But hey, even when a sequel lets us down, it doesn't erase how great the originals were. Sometimes it just reminds us how much we cared in the first place. Still, I'm curious, which sequel hurt you the most? Drop your thoughts down below. I love reading your takes and seeing what hits differently for everyone. Maybe leave a like and subscribe to make a guy happy after hours of editing. Press on that bell icon too while you're at it so you'll be notified about all of my latest new videos. And as for now, I'll catch you later.